What's up, guys? It's Love to hear with your daily sports betting picks for Tuesday, September 7th. We didn't have a video yesterday just because those days with early start times are going to be tough. It takes roughly 2 hours from start to finish recording these videos. So on days where there's a bunch of early starts, like 1 p.m. starts, I don't even finish my game selection process till around 11 a.m., which would make the video upload time around 1 p.m. I used to be able to start my game selection process the night before, but teams aren't deciding on starting pitchers until the morning of the games, which is somewhat of a recent thing in the past couple of years. We had a stinker of a day yesterday, dropping 2 games, and because there was no video yesterday, just to recap last week really quickly, it felt a lot worse than it was. We only had 2 winning days last week, but the end result was negative 1.15 units, which I'm never okay with losing weeks, but could have been worse. And the gambling gods definitely wanted to get some units back from us after the previous 2 weeks of winning close to 8.5 units. It'd be tough to just keep that going. Regression is a real thing. And we're back to the grind this week because we started the week off down. And now with football here and time being even more precious, I'm definitely going to be utilizing the text service more than I have been in order to get plays out. If you haven't signed up yet for the text service, it is free, no card info. We don't share your info. We're not going to spam you any nonsense. It's just a way I can get everyone bets I'm making when I don't have time to make a video. To sign up, it's simple. Just text the word PICKS to 617-855-0334, or you can click the link in the description below and opt in. Now let's get into today's plays. I have 3 plays so far as of now, one of which I just added basically right before starting to record. But let's get into the first one. We got a 7-10 start here, Rays and Bo Sox. The righty Rasmussen will go for the Rays, and the lefty Erod's going to go for the Red Sox. This one's tricky because it's priced as a coin flip, and on the surface, everything seems about even. The good thing about betting baseball at this point in the season is we have a ton of relevant data that we can kind of dig through. This will be the 18th game between these 2 teams this season. The downside of that is the odds makers have all the same info as we do, so the edge becomes that much smaller. But there's not much we can kind of take away from the righty-lefty hitting splits. Tampa Bay will face the lefty Erod, and if we look here at hitting versus left-handed pitching the last 30 days, the Rays are absolutely crushing lefties, hitting close to 300 with a 149 WRC plus and an OPS over 900. Normally, this would give an edge to the Rays, considering how well they're hitting lefties. It would be if not for the fact that Boston's actually equally mashing right-handed pitching the last 30 days, and they're going to face the righty Rasmussen today. Boston has a 130 WRC plus the last 30 days versus righty pitching, an OPS of 866. So we don't have much to take away offensively, besides both teams are hot. Now, which pitching staff will limit these offenses or has the best chance? Now, on the surface here, both starters from a season-long perspective are pretty close. Rasmussen gets a slight edge, but it can be argued he only has half the innings pitched. But what doesn't show in the overall numbers here is the consistency. Rasmussen has been built up throughout the season, and in his last 4 starts, he only has allowed 2 earned runs, an ERA of 1.59. Red Sox starter Rodriguez, he's been good recently too, including just last week in a start against Tampa Bay, where he went 6 innings, allowing only 4 hits. Both starters have decent sample size against each other, but Rodriguez as a whole has been much more inconsistent pitching. And because he's coming off such a strong start, it's tough to see him stack another strong start on top of it. Plus, there's a lopsided bullpen advantage in this game that sides with the Rays. I'm going with the more steady starting pitcher here, the much stronger bullpen, and we only have to lay minus 105 to take Tampa Bay here, and I make Tampa Bay closer to minus 125. Although it's not an easy edge to point out in this game, I have to trust my numbers, and I'm going to go ahead and lock in the Rays here, minus 105 for 1 unit. Next game up, we got a 7:40 start, Reds-Cubs. Got a big mismatch across the board here in this one. And remember, we don't want the Reds versus lefty pitching, but we will play them versus righty pitching. It's night and day with the Reds here, and we can get them versus a righty. And we get to back a pitcher like Wade Miley here, who's allowed 2 or less runs in 18 of his 25 starts. And he's facing an offense that ranks 22nd in WRC+. They have I think the highest strikeout rate since the trade deadline at 29.4, the Cubs do. But the price does reflect all this. The Reds are in that minus 150, minus 160 range. And you guys know I'm not going to have you guys lay that number for a free pick. So I'm going to go first 5-run line here with the Reds. I don't really trust the Reds bullpen all that much, so we can avoid that and isolate our strongest part of the handicap. So Reds first half minus a half a run. Should be able to get minus 115 here. And last play I have, which I just added, I'm going Royals minus 115 versus Baltimore. Pretty similar to the Reds above. We get to fade an Orioles team who can't hit righty pitching, and we get to back a Royals team who's better against lefty pitching. Both starting pitchers in this game made their big league debut just a couple months ago. They've both been rocked around a little bit. But I like this kid Kowar for the Royals a little bit more. He's got some good pitch combinations. Just has to settle in a little bit. I can't really say the Royals have the starting pitching edge completely because both starters have such a small sample size, but the Royals definitely have the bullpen edge. But everyone has a bullpen edge against Baltimore. We only have to lay 115 here, so let's lock this one in. And I think that's going to do it for now, unless I have any more text plays. Hope you guys crush it today. Make sure to keep an eye on the Discord channel. We have a lot of football bets being posted in there, including my NFL best bets and our college football source plays. Link to join the Discord is in the description below. It's 100% free to join, no card info. But let me get out of here. Until next time, good luck with all your bets. And as always, may all the umps calls go your way.